Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Privilege.
Privilege who?
Privilege denied. Try again.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's spicier than a bag of flamin' hot Cheetos and just as divisive as pineapple on pizza. That's right, we're tackling the question: reverse racism, myth or reality? Spoiler alert, it's not as simple as saying yes or no, so buckle up, buttercups. First, let's define the term. Reverse racism is the idea that discrimination or prejudice against a dominant racial group, let's say white folks in Western societies, is equivalent to the systemic racism faced by historically marginalized groups. Think of it as the Uno reverse card of social justice debates. But is it a real thing? Or just a way to deflect from the conversation about systemic racism? Let's break it down. To understand reverse racism, we have to talk about systemic racism, the OG of oppression. Systemic racism is about power structures baked into society like raisins in grandma's questionable oatmeal cookies. It's about who has historically held the power. And spoiler, it wasn't exactly an equal opportunity situation. Racism against marginalized groups isn't just about personal prejudice. It's about centuries of systemic oppression, from slavery to segregation to, hey, let's make black characters in movies the first ones to die. Now, some argue that things have shifted. They say, hey, isn't affirmative action reverse racism? Or, why is there a Black History Month but no White History Month? And my personal favorite, why can't I say the N-word if they can? To which I respond, really, Chad? That's your takeaway? Here's the thing. Prejudice exists in all directions. Anybody can have bias. If Karen at the nail salon makes fun of your cowboy boots, yes, that's rude. But is it systemic? Does it mean you'll be denied a home loan or disproportionately incarcerated? Probably not. So what does reverse racism usually boil down to? Personal prejudice. That's like the diet soda of racism. It's still not great, but it's not the same thing as the full-calorie systemic oppression that's been stewing for centuries. When people talk about reverse racism, they're often reacting to a world that's starting to prioritize equity and inclusion. And yeah, if you've always been at the top of the privilege pyramid, that shift can feel uncomfortable. It's like suddenly being told you have to share the good snacks and not just the stale pretzels at a party. But here's the tea. Sharing the good snacks doesn't mean you're being oppressed. It means everyone gets a seat at the table. Unless, of course, you brought raisin oatmeal cookies. Then you can sit outside. Let's not forget that this isn't about guilt-tripping anyone. It's about awareness. Reverse racism isn't systemic because power dynamics don't work that way. You can't flip centuries of oppression with a mean tweet or a diversity hire. That's not how society works, no matter how many people rant about it on Facebook. So next time you hear someone complaining about reverse racism, hit them with a little context. Ask them about historical power dynamics. Maybe even bring snacks. Good ones, not raisins. And remember, calling out privilege isn't an attack. It's an invitation to level the playing field. At the end of the day, the idea of reverse racism is more myth than reality. Sure, personal prejudice exists, and we've got work to do to tackle bias from all angles. But let's keep our focus on dismantling the systemic stuff, the kind that impacts housing, education, jobs, and those all-important snacks. You know what's funny? The internet loves to argue about this stuff. But if you've ever read through the comment section on a video like this, you'll notice something. People aren't really asking questions. They're trying to win arguments. It's less, let's talk about history, and more, I googled a fact and now I'm an expert. Like this one. If reverse racism isn't real, how come I felt judged when I went to that one Mexican restaurant last week? Bruh. Maybe it's because you ordered tacos with extra mayo? Just a thought. Let's make this clear. Feeling judged or uncomfortable isn't the same as being oppressed. One's a temporary vibe, the other's a historical institution. Trust me, the difference is bigger than the gap between Gen Z and boomers trying to explain TikTok. Now, does that mean people of color can't be jerks? Of course not. Jerks come in all shapes, sizes, and skin tones. But being a jerk isn't the same as holding systemic power over someone's life opportunities. It's like comparing a mosquito bite to getting hit by a truck. Annoying? Sure. Life-altering? Not so much. Okay, that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more spicy takes served with a side of humor. And hey, let me know in the comments, what do you think about reverse racism? Myth? Reality? Or just an excuse to keep bad snack policies in place? Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay for the culture. peace.